Hello, you're listening to Hibs Talk. I'm your host as always, Gav. Joining me today is Dave.
Alright, how you doing?
And Papa Stu.
Alright mate, fine.
How you doing, guys?
Fantastic.
Over the moon.
Yeah.
Weird feeling though, because I hate draws, but you take them. You take that type of draw.
Yeah. I like to say we're here to discuss, obviously, Martin Ball being back. Hibs win yesterday, the nice win and a 1-1 draw. Obviously, it's a bit about you and Cameron, which we'll talk about after the game. A bit about the transfer window because it's still open, and then we'll look ahead to Livingston. So let's just get into the news. I mean, like say myself and Stuart Wilson done a news video reacting to the news about Martin Boyle coming back. Dave, what was your kind of reaction when you first heard like there was just rumours of him coming back? Did you believe it would happen?
I to be fair, I actually did think it would happen, but then I did say to you it's probably too good to be true. Like, it doesn't feel very Hibs that this type of thing happens. You maybe like, he'll go to Aberdeen or he'll go down south or something like that will happen. So I was a wee bit sceptical.
I like when I get things right.
I remember you saying he'll be back in 6 months.
I put it on the two chats. I said that he'll be back, he'll be signed.
I think you said it on the podcast.
I said he'll be signed. It just so happens, and I'm not going into it too deep, but I just signed someone from another club to another club, and he was international. He's from South Africa, and I knew it was done within half an hour, so I knew Martin Boyles could have been done within a day or so. So yeah, I said he would be in the squad.
Aye, great to see him back, great to see him in the squad. Aye, but in his more we'll come into.
Found out in a weird way though, because me and you were playing COD.
Aye,
like big wins, but we
were
were
going outside on a Saturday morning.
Aye, to be fair, we weren't winning at COD. We were trying though, we were playing. But and then I just seen it and I was like, nah, it's a wind up, because like obviously you had to press translate tweet, so I was like, oh, it'll be when he signed or something, and then it was like, nah, and it was official, and I was clicking and I was like, Gav I was like, I was just saying Martin Boyle, and you're like, shut up, and then obviously you went and checked, and then
thing is, the Saudis gave it away when that Brazilian signed, and they gave him number 9.
Aye, the same number,
which was a wee bit naughty. What they done there.
To me that says right, he's leaving them.
Yeah,
it's just whether he's coming back to us. But yeah, I think Hibs maybe would have liked to have announced it rather than them announcing it. I think Hibs were a bit taken aback by that, but don't know for certain.
Well, my thought on it is that they're 2 hours in advance, and they might have been told to do it, and they've got their timings wrong. Possible. I'm not saying it's correct, but they might just because they might have said, right, you can do it that time, and they've got their 2 hours wrong.
Who knows? But he's back, and he was in the squad. Great to see on the bench. Like I said, I think the Lee Johnson said after the game, he's not 100% fit. He's no match fit yet, and like he's seen that a couple of points in the game where there's a bit where he tried to knock the ball past somebody, tried to sprint on it, and never got close to it. So he's not up to full speed yet, but a few weeks off it, and I'm sure he could have an impact.
He's in training this morning. He's in training, and the rest of the team are off, so he's in there himself
doing that extra work. So great to hear.
Yeah.
In terms of the team that did start the game, it was sort of like a 4-1-4-1 or 4-3-3, I guess. Kenny sitting in front of the defence. Same back for us last week. Melkson on right, Henderson on the left, running through the middle, Campbell and Newell, and then Johan up top. And like I say, we're talking about the lineups, we're talking about returns, but I think the lineup, the return that we're all really excited about. Sunshine, the Leith Lynx was back. Don't know where he's been, but he was back.
I just seen him and I never even thought about that.
Aye.
Was he been missing?
Aye, he's been missing. He's back, Dave. You ecstatic?
Could not give more of a shit.
Was he lying pissed in a corner or something? What's he been up to?
Don't know. But yeah, and like I say, before the game, great display from Block 7, the full East Stand. Perhaps you got a cracking photo of it, which we put up on our socials. Our club, our passion, our city. Great message before the game, and a great display.
Yeah, and you were worried about what way do I hold this? Do I hold it vertically or do I hold it horizontally? I was like, Gav, just put the fucking thing in the sky, man.
It's not like me to overthink things. So, I mean, in the start of the game, Hibs attacked a few times, and quite a few times they were going down that right hand side. Melkerson and Cadden linking up quite well on a few occasions. In the 7th minute, Cadden played a 1-2 with Melkerson, cross to Johan. Defender was quite close on him though, and it wasn't enough to test Gordon. Cabraja or Cabraja, what we're going for? Cabraja or Cabraja? How's it going?
I've not got a Scooby.
I'd say Cabraja, but
Cabraja, we'll go for that until we get told otherwise. Showing he can offer quite a bit going forward as well. It's a really nice dinked ball over the Hearts defence. Johan, bit of pace, running onto it, took the shot, aiming for the near post and won the corner. I mean, Dave, could he potentially have cut it back, or like say just sort of like,
that was the best result you could
Aye.
get. That was a corner because you've never. Oh, Craig Gordon, you're not beating him at most angles, but you're not beating him at that angle.
Do you guys remember the one that he got cut off for offside? You'd have had a better angle than ours.
No,
but
was it who got played through? No,
Melkerson.
No.
I looked. Honestly, we were all saying he ran behind the defender. He was never offside.
I mean, I've not seen the replay back, but from what I've seen in the stand, yeah, definitely.
Well, that's good because I was at a different angle, and I'm telling you, I thought the linesman never had a clue.
Yeah,
but really clever movement from Johan. Like say, obviously, it was one of the ones could have been nearly offside, but he timed his run well and good pace in behind, and looks like he's got a bit of a threat.
Oh, aye, he's definitely got a pace. And you've seen that later on. We'll discuss. But I was actually surprised it kept him on. However, he done what he should have done at because he was actually a bit raw in the first half. He didn't really realise or know what he was wanting to do. Will I pass it? Will I take the man on?
I thought he held onto the ball up.
Aye.
Maybe too long a couple of times, but
yeah. So a few times as well, and like I say, we're criticising Nisbet for this last season. A few times he came deep trying to make things happen. At one point where he came deep and he was like on the like in front of the east stand, just outside the box, and whipped in this really nice cross, but there's no one there to attack it. And it's
he should be there.
He should be there. He should be receiving. Nisbet done that a lot last season, so that's a bit infuriating to see that happening again. And that's the sort of thing like why we say about and I'm not saying this is the only solution, but when strikers tend to do that, they tend to suit playing in a two better rather than up top on their own.
Yeah, and I thought Hearts were doing like holding the ball up pretty well because they had Boyce and Shanklin playing off each other.
Yeah,
and I thought the ball it was sticking with them quite a lot, and then they were creating obviously a few chances for that. So
yeah, Hibs did manage to get a chance with they were Cochrane, the left back, was dragged into a central area. Campbell then pushed the ball out to that empty space. Cadden ran onto it. A really dangerous ball in from Cadden, and just no one there to touch it in, unfortunately.
Cadden put on some terrific balls yesterday.
Yeah,
that's the best I've seen him play. The first half, I think the second half he was more defending, but the first half when we were, especially the first 20, he was electric. He was doing really well. I was quite pleased. I was thinking about you, Gav, because you're always getting him better sometimes.
I'm maybe a bit harsh. But like I think there's a few times where he's giving the ball away cheaply. It's like he's just there's nobody there, and he's just a decent cross in, but there's no one there. And it's like, well, why not look up and see that there's nobody there? But then that's also the attacking line for not having better movement and being in the box and having options to pick out. But anyway, like I said, Dave, I mean, up until that point, like I say, you know what's coming after this, but up until that point, I thought Hibs done quite well. Hearts were, pressing quite well. I thought the difference between our press and their press is they were kind of pressing in a team. They would do it selectively and they would press together, whereas we seemed a bit more erratic. But other than that, I thought Hibs started the game quite positively.
Yeah, it was quite a good start. To be fair, like considering we never had I don't think the midfield obviously is anywhere near the strongest as it will be for the rest of the season. So, like, I was quite happy with the way we started.
Yeah, aye. To Babs, your thoughts up until?
Yeah, Kenny, he had some cracking tackles. Something that we've always been lacking in a derby, because Hearts always bully us. And he was putting in the tackles, and I thought, yeah, beauty, this is what we want, But it was, as you say, about we never had, when we were trying to play up through the midfield to centre forward, it was coming pinging back.
Aye.
Whereas what David was saying, they had, they've got experience up there. They're holding it in for the midfield to link in, whereas we never had that. So our midfield was. It was probably trying to go forward, and then the next thing it's coming back at them 100 mile an hour, because nothing against Johan or whatever he's what you call him, he wasn't holding it up enough.
But I think as well, it's one of those ones. Last week we've seen points where Henderson was linking up the play a bit more, whereas now when he's out on the left hand side, Hibs' only option was to play out wide, and I think that's like we said at the start why we're saying Cadden and Melkerson putting a lot of crosses in, because we're going to go through the middle, so we're just working out wide instead.
Henderson will be better in a more central role, and I hope that's where he gets played, because he was getting ragdolled. He just wasn't in the game at all.
I think he's better in a where Neil plays. I think he's better there.
Yeah, in the middle.
But like I say, some players that have been praising for their contributions so far at the game. I thought a few of them were kind of at fault here. Maybe I've been harsh, but I think for the goal you can be critical of Cadden, Kenny, Cabraja and Marshall. Cadden doesn't stop the cross. Like I say, it's a good Barry Mackay, very good player, so it does a fake and then flicks in a really good ball, but Cadden should be stopping that ball coming in. Kenny misjudges the flight of the ball. He's looking the other way whilst Shanklin's taking his first touch and getting then obviously gets a shot off. Cabrera tries to clear it with his left foot. Why is he not trying to clear it with his right foot? I know he's left footed, but maybe a bit harsh on Cabrera there. And Marshall, doesn't cover himself with glory. And you've got to look at the centre backs. Where were they? Rocky and Porteous. You can understand if one was dragged out of position, but the fact that two of them were dragged out of position, and it was Kenny and Cabrera that were in the centre back position. I don't know
if you noticed, Gav,
concerning.
That Porteous was injured.
Was he?
Porteous done something to his knee about a minute prior to that,
right? And
he was toiling. I think I'm shouting to get him off because he was actually letting the defence down. I don't know what he done, but he just twisted it, and when they scored the goal, he was toiling. So it was like a man down, and I don't know where. To be honest, I can't remember it. It was a bit of a blur, that goal, because it went so. It was like slow motion, and I just can't. I can't. What you've just said now. I can't. I'm going to have to. I've not seen it back
I
yet.
agree.
I should have watched the back.
I was going to say I agree with Stuart because I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, was Kenny and Cabrera there? I thought it was just Rocky and Porteous, and then the ball got clipped in. Obviously, Cadden didn't block it. Then
do you want to watch it back quickly?
Yeah, I don't think you're right.
I am. Oh. Okay, we just watched the goal back. So yeah, your guys' analysis on what you've just seen.
Well, it's different when you've had beer and whiskey. So that's the centre back's faults. I don't know, Porteous for one. I don't know where the hell he's gone. I think he's maybe tried to come across and cover Cadden if Cadden's going to block the inside. But the fact that Cadden's not blocked the inside, they went line, then Porteous and Cadden are both blocking a line that Mackay's not even went near. So
and Rocky's there as well.
He's then forward. I don't know how Kenny's just kind of in the centre back position. He's sell, and then Cabraja's went shit. I better come across here.
Aye. So like I say, a fair play to Cabraja and Kenny for filling in.
Yeah.
But Kenny, like, what is he doing? He's that lack of awareness. Where he's the fact that, like, say, Shanklin's taking a touch and is getting towards the second touch before Kenny realizes that it's nobody think it is, and it's actually behind him.
Yeah. I get that as well, but he's no defender, right? And I'm not saying that's right, Gav, but I'm just saying it as what gets me is what is your two centre backs playing at right back, coming right across. You've got 1, 2, 3. I don't know, Cadden, Rocky, Porteous, and Cabrera, right? So you've got 4 of them against 2, plus your keeper, 5 players against their 2. And they bullied us for about 10 yards out.
Aye.
Because Cadden, Porteous, Rocky, 3 of them are they're out of position. They shouldn't have done that. They've been dragged like schoolboys.
Yeah. Aye, really, really simple stuff. Fair play to Shanklin. They took the ball at the goal well. I know perhaps you've got a Scotland top on from a Scotland point of view. I think he's probably. I think he'll be in and around that now that he's scoring goals for Hearts.
Oh, he's a goal poacher.
Aye,
and that's what we've not got.
Aye, and Barry Mackay as well. We wouldn't rule him out as well. I think him and Boyle are the 2 best players outside the Old Firm in terms of talent. So, wouldn't rule it out. But yeah, disappointing. And like I say, it was kind of from there on. I don't think really done much towards the second half. There was a couple of chances which I've kind of got written down here. 2 seconds. It was Henderson found Newell, which was in trouble in Gordon because he hit his right foot rather than his left foot
over the bar.
And then there was a really nice play from Cadden again down the right hand side. Campbell, and he played it to Campbell. Cadden played it to Campbell, played it to Melkerson. Cross came in, Johan gets a touch, and then Craig Gordon just being a dickhead, being really good at his job.
Yeah, I said we all reacted the same. Everyone even round about us were like, I cannot stand him. Like, he just seems to just
Aye. When's he going to retire?
Hopefully soon.
Oh.
There was always another one, sorry, I meant to mention. Shanklin saved Hearts at the other end a few minutes later.
Yeah.
Newell with a free kick floated into the box. Porteous headed it on. Kenny flicked it over Gordon, and then it was and then Melkerson almost got a touch to tap it in, but Shanklin cleared it off the line. And like I say, Dave, we scored the corner last week, and then like I say, looked dangerous there. Is it maybe I might get carried away myself thinking Hibs actually might be good at set pieces now?
I wouldn't let Newell take them, to be fair. Like, Henderson puts a much better ball in.
Aye.
Newell wasted a few in a row, and the
few corners,
fans
yeah.
were getting a bit antsy running about us because it was like, these are decent opportunities here. But yeah.
He floats them instead, he pings them.
Even that, he doesn't think he cleared the first man a couple of times.
Straight into Gordon's arms.
And then
Straight into Gordon's arms.
2 in the second half, he just put right in his arms. And Gordon just goes down because he knows what he's up to.
Aye. Half time, Dave, I was watching the game with you, and he said you expect a reaction in the second half. Do you feel that you got it?
In terms of what?
Hibs being 1-0 down?
No, for like at least about 20 minutes. It was
they
all
dominated the second half up to
I'd
the
say
first 20.
Saying up until
the 90th minute, I'd say.
I was going to say
90th minute, I'd say there was for them.
Yeah, I don't think we had really had an opportunity. Ball got flashed across the box. I know you're probably going to talk about that, but I'm just meaning in terms of like, you're probably right. It was the second half was theirs.
The thing you mentioned yesterday, the lack of urgency as well.
Just so slow everything. And then we brought in Martin Boyle, and it's like the place went wild, and I was like, right, use that as a wee bit of an impetus in that. And then I thought it was maybe going to happen because Davy Marshall threw the ball down like quick, and there was a wee bit of like speed, and then it just died down again. And I was like, why have we not used that?
I know. I don't know what Johnson's football's where it's coming from, because he says when he came in that he plays this quick football. You'll see it'll be a 4-3, 3-2 thrilling match. We'll be going for the throat, and I've not seen it yet. Actually, I think I've seen it when they were in Portugal, playing nice quick football, but it doesn't seem to have,
it's taking time to get up and running.
I hope it does. I'm not knocking the man, but if that's what he wants to play, how's it not working? Because it doesn't seem to be. It's in fits and starts. Sometimes they play through a couple of, like yesterday, a couple of Hearts players were playing right through them, and they were taking them right out, and we were away. Like the second half, and Cambridge had a couple of good balls put over. So yeah, it does work, but most of the time it's slow.
Aye. Like I say, I'm trying to be patient with, and hopefully that exciting football will come in time. So like I say, not new signings and players up to fitness yet, so we'll see. Like I say, we mentioned the majority of the second half was Hearts kind of either seeing out the game or having the odd chance. Some of the best chances. David Marshall, a great double save. I'm not saying as good as Craig Gordon, but it's good to have an experienced head, obviously captain now, but and a really good solid goalkeeper as well.
Aye, that double save was class, well, especially the second one. And then you seen the reaction of the players after they made it, and like, it was definitely, it's something that we've
not had for a long time.
Well, Rocky was class, right?
Yeah.
But apart from Rocky, it's like we kind of like seem to go a big barren spells of having decent keepers. So I'm happy.
I'm happy as well, because I think the only thing he's got a problem with Marshall. He's got a rocky defence. There you go, eh? How about that? Do you like that? Just thought about that now.
Well, speaking of the rocky defence, that chance that the double save did come from Port just being a bit careless. He kind of tried to slide and get intercepted with his left foot and completely missed it. Led to Hearts getting in for their chances. A bit careless with the ball a few times, Dave, yesterday. You pointed that out.
Aye, it was like he kept trying to play balls for centre half, and I don't know if it was into the striker's feet or like into the middle of the park, and it just gained the ball away. Yeah. We got fortunate a few times for it. So
they had a couple of times when we lost it, and the midfield and forwards were moving up, and we got left like light at the back, and it was like they made a mistake. I think it might have been Mackay or one of their midfielders played it, and he just didn't get the right ball out to the left. I thought we were going to get hammered then, but it was just Hearts were a bit slack with their passing. Yeah,
thankfully. Like you mentioned, Boyle coming on, what a reception he got, like genuinely deafening in the ears. Hearts had a few chances which they should have put the game in bed, we've talked about. And then Boyle received the ball on the edge of the box. A great long pass from Marshall. Great couple of touches. Gets himself in a bit of space. Two Hearts defenders close him down though. The shot gets blocked and goes for a corner. Can you imagine if Boyle had scored I think,
that's what you said to me.
That's what a dream debut return that would have been.
And Steve had a bet on.
Aye.
You never even tell us about it.
Did he not?
No.
Yeah.
So I gave him a wasted bet. Like, cause I was like, Craig Gordon will get done here for time wasting in this game. So I was like, I'm straight on. Craig Gordon get booked. I was like, Stephen, put it on. So he went and put it on. Obviously didn't come in. But then he's just quietly putting this wee bet on. He's sitting
Didn't he make the same recommendation to you?
Well, I would have put it on, but I'd have been raging at the time because I'd already lost enough.
Aye.
Bye. And then his wins.
I put £4 on Hibs 2-1, didn't come in. That was it. I'm a big gamble on me. Rocky should have made it 1-1. Cadden, a really great ball from Cadden, finds Henderson switching the play. The ball gets whipped in from Henderson. Port just kind of throws out a leg to it, which flicks it up in the air. Gordon's no there, and he just needs to head it in, and he heads it over the bar. Dave, should Rocky have done better there?
Yeah, possibly. It's maybe been a tiny wee bit harsh, but yeah, it was a good chance.
Wee bit off balance, but
A wee bit off the balance, but he's a centre half. He's not centre forward, so just give him a benefit of doubt.
right. Would you be saying that if what happened next didn't happen?
No.
No. If that was Doige, it done that.
Aye.
I would be going off my head
Aye.
because he's centre forward.
But should know to take a step back and to anticipate and stuff. But then,
and as I've said to you guys, a good player and a mediocre player is there's a goal poacher. You know, you're talking, you know, your Ali McCoy's and your John Robertson's gone away back, and then you know Shankland. These guys are poachers, and that's what I keep on saying. We've not got a goal poacher, and even Nisbet's no goal poacher. He's a good player, but he's not a poacher of getting 20 goals a season in that 6-yard area where it just falls to him and he pokes it away.
well, speaking to somebody that puts away in the 6-yard box, this happened next.
But there's still hope when Martin Boyle is around. Ewan sends the cross in! And Martin Boyle is there! It just had to be him! He's back with one loud bang right at the end of the Edinburgh Derby!
Yeah, Martin Boyle picked up the ball, played it to Johan. Johan drove down, showed that pace we spoke about earlier on, back to Martin Boyle, and place erupted. But just that, like that drive in the 8 minutes for Martin Boyle, just no giving up on the game.
That's why you didn't go home early.
That's right. One of the boys just beside us, he went away and he missed
Did
it.
he? Oh, what an idiot.
It was actually Kenny's cousin. But what I like about the goal, and I've watched this back loads of times because I got a different angle on through the Hibs on Facebook.
Yeah.
Cadden's throwing from probably about 30 yards from our goal line, probably something like that, and he threw it, and there was only 2 people that touched that ball in the Hearts half, and it came to Johan, and he actually chisted it down to Martin Boyle, and Martin Boyle ran about 10 yards, then passed it to him, and then he, which he never done all game, he kept on trying to shoot and whatever, but he's probably been told at half time, pass it, because you've got the man for pace, and he took Halkett all the way. Halkett was going to have a wee nibble at him, and the thing is, excuse me, it's what I've said to a lot of folk, it's fine lines. What happened was, they tried to, whoever it was at Hearts, tried to bring down Boyle, missed because of his pace, and then when he passed it to Johan, he went past Halkett and he had a wee nibble, but he kind of was going to be a penalty, so he pulled it, and then when he laid it back, Boyle it came past another Hearts player stretching out, and it just missed his toe. It wouldn't have got to Boyle. He played it, went through his leg, through Gordon's legs. It was like fine line for that thrown for Cadden.
Aye.
So unbelievable.
Dave, you spoke about the link up between Boyce and Shankland. For 2 guys that have never played together, Johan and Boyle really linked up well.
Yeah, that was good. 100%. And it also what Papa was just in there too. It's like it's those fine margin things that you just didn't feel goes Hibs' way ever. You feel that's the type of thing that fucking Hearts have done to Hibs for years. We're singing in their faces because we think that we're on the brink of something, and then they just bring a sucker punch, and then so it was nice for it to be this way around.
I says to Kenny all game, I says, when are we going to get a bite of luck?
Yeah.
We get no fucking luck in this game. Never in the derby. You know, it's all hard work, but we never get the luck that they get. They get a ricochet, they get this, they get that. They always seem to get something. And it's been like that for a long time. I'm the oldest, and I've been going to games since I was 5. Fucking 51 years of that I've been watching. It's horrible. And then when you do get, you know, like when we do win the 6-2 games and the 2-0, was it 2-0, 2-1 with Boyle? You know, it's actually good play, but we never get any luck. You know what I mean? That if somebody taking a shot and it comes off of somebody's knee and it goes in. They got that for years, and that's what annoys me.
Can't believe folk left early. Idiots, man.
You can actually see it when you look at the screen we've got up now for the replay for the goal. There's a decent few minute empty seats. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people were standing on the stairs. Yeah, like that's what it was all around about us. Like they were just getting ready to go, but.
Pandemonium when the goal went in. Like I jumped on John listening, but I apologise again. I messaged him. I apologise for jumping on him. I had you two in a headlock at one point. It wasn't until today when I messaged you about this a lot earlier on. It wasn't until today I realised they played the Proclaimers. I had no idea. Couldn't hear it. Like it was just that the crowd were that loud. It's just like that's what you go to football for. That's amazing.
My laddie Taylor, right? His pal was at the game. Taylor couldn't manage. And he's seen him on the telly. His pal, if he's listening, he's quiet, right? And he says to the boys, he says, "My emotions took over." He says, "I didn't know I was on the park until I was on the park."
Shocking.
And then he says, "I had to go." He says, "I didn't care why I jumped over the fence to go in the park."
You've just grassed him in as well.
His name's Colin. All right, Colin.
Lee Wallace sitting next to
I know. But yeah, like say, tremendous scenes. Boyle, like my mate, I'd never seen it until later. My living mate messaged me and says, "I loved Boyle doing the Adebayor." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Oh, see Boyle like ran the length of the pitch." And I was like, "I didn't see that, no, but that is brilliant." Like, great stuff. Great to have Boyle back. It's just really exciting to see him getting even fitter in the weeks coming.
You know, another thing what really got to me was because I'm on the west and I wasn't far for the bench. I'm on the other side, kind of like behind. I was behind the Hearts, but unbelievable to see the Hibs bench. It erupted. I didn't think there were so many folk at that bench. There must have been about 20 folk there.
Physios, the subs,
they all
everybody.
Got up and I've got to give this laddie a mention because there's no many subs that would have been like him. Melkerson. He gets taken off, and he's a Hibby now. You know what? And I've got to commend him and say well done, because there's a lot of guys could go in the huff, but no, he's because he's punching the air, and handling Gray, they were all getting it. It was brilliant. And the Jambos can say as much as they want about celebrating, but a 95th minute.
They named a beer after a 1-1 draw at Easter Road. They're pathetic. So, and I say that Hearts fan with the 1-1 Ustics been going about.
92nd minute and all that.
So, the Boyle, Dave, like I said, I don't try to say negative here, but there was a lot of talk before when Boyle was here that we were over reliant on Boyle, and that if Boyle didn't perform, Hibs didn't perform. So Boyle's left, and we're like, right, who are we going to replace Martin Boyle with? We'll replace Martin Boyle with Martin Boyle. Are we going to have the same issue? Because like I said yesterday, I'm the guy I thought Hibs, other than up until the goal, Hibs were alright, and I thought Hibs were shite yesterday, and then we've managed to squeeze out a draw with Martin Boyle being brilliant.
If Martin Boyle's the answer and he just comes back and he's brilliant and it wins us games, then fine. Like I think he's brilliant to watch. Like just gives us that wee bit of spark and attacking impetus.
You could say the same about Craig Gordon with Hearts. They brought Craig Gordon back, and he got them into Europe last season. You know, I've said to Kenny that Craig Gordon's like a striker that scores 20 goals a season. and he saved them probably, or he made them something like about 15 points last year.
I think it'll be, like I say, we spoke last week about settling in period for likes of Tavares, Melkerson learning now position, playing out wide. I think this will give them a bit more leeway if there's less pressure on them because Boyle's going to be a starter. Then like I say, I mean, like I said, I don't know who's going to lose their place, but then that's good. They've got a bit of competition, but it probably means, for example, Tavares can take a bit more time to settle in and find his feet in Scotland, whereas before it was probably would have been a reliance on him to produce in the final third a lot more.
Wee question for you is, when Boyle left, right, and I know he was here with the Scottish Cup team and all that, but see, when he left, do you think he's came back to a better side than what he had when he was at Hibs when he left?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think we're stronger, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'd say better manager as well than Maloney.
What about you, Dave?
Well, it'd be kind of worrying if we weren't stronger. He left 6 months ago and we've signed 12 folk. So if we were like, he's coming back into a weaker squad, you'd have to question what the hell's going on.
But we have had some signings over the years that have been shit, and I think we have had good signings this time.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, like, out of these 12, you're probably going to get a few shit ones as well. Like, we obviously need to wait and see. I said everyone needs 10, 15 games before you judge them, so I don't think anybody's been particularly bad yet, but I just think you're not going to have 100% success rate when you're signing 12 folk.
No.
That's going to take time. But like I say, one thing that, like I say, the transfer window is still open. Looking at that game yesterday, I still feel we need something else in that midfield. So like I say, I think like I say, I'm not saying we'll go for former players, but who was the lad that we got for Rangers that went to down south?
Dockery.
Aye, somebody like that, bit of energy in midfield, bit box to box, gets the team up, drives the team up the park from the centre of the park. I think we need somebody like that in that midfield to kind of give another option. Campbell's probably the closest one to that, but I don't think he's, like I say, I think Campbell's a good squad player, but I don't think he's a starter in terms of if you want to finish third or fourth.
See, I think they could play Jake Doyle-Hayes in that position, because I think the lad pushes on, and when he came on, there was a big difference when he came on the park yesterday.
Yeah, like
you know what? Why he's like that, or why he was so good when he came on? Because there's competition now.
Yeah,
and that lad, he kens it. He's no, if he doesn't, play to his best, so they're using him or Kenny. But I think him and Kenny are a different player altogether. I
have to say, like, we were talking about when the games kind of started to turn around, when Hearts were kind of dominating, until I genuinely thought, like, when Kenny went off and Jake Doyle-Hayes went on, I went, what a pointless substitution that is, but it genuinely had an impact, and he did play his part in getting the team further forward. So
I think that JDH and Newell kind of play together.
No,
they don't play every time they've played together, apart from yesterday in the last 15 minutes or so. They don't do anything. I don't know what it is. They just want to play the same type of football, and I think that laddie they should say, right, let's see what he plays at, because I think he drives forward. He can score goals. He scored that cracker. I can't remember who it was against now.
Ross County double. Both screamers.
Aye. Scored. So he's capable of pushing on.
We need mates to come over because his mates were all there to see him. We need mates to come over more often.
Just bring them over and put them in an Airbnb. Fucking 20 of them. But no, that's right. But I just think that laddie could be used, in Newell's position and see how he plays alongside Kenny.
Be interesting to see, yeah.
I like to see that, because sometimes Newell is good, however, he sometimes plays a wee bit too sideways for me sometimes.
Yeah.
But then he goes and plays a fucking lovely wee ball through the middle. Aye. And you go, how can you not keep on doing that all the time?
So maybe that's an instruction thing. We'll see how the midfield develops, but I'd like to see another body in there, a bit of competition. But anyway, like I say, if think probably hadn't scored that goal yesterday, we would have had to explain why there was a Hearts badge as our Twitter profile logo. But I'll let Ewan and Cameron explain why that was.
Before I begin, I'd just like to say that I won't be taking any questions after my apology. A few days ago, Hibs Talk podcast posted on Twitter that Hibs were close to bringing Martin Boyle back to Easter Road, and his failure in Saudi Arabia, where he helped relegate the club. Right. Despite that, Martin Boyle is a good player. There's no doubt about it. And I genuinely believed if he was coming back home, then it wouldn't be to Hibs. I got it wrong. I was as wrong can be, and I'd like to apologise to Hibs Talk Podcast, to all the Hibs fans, and to Hibernian Football Club. I'd like now to challenge Hibs Talk Podcast. I'll happily change my profile picture on Twitter to Martin Boyle for a week if Hibs win or get a draw against us tomorrow at Easter Road. If Hearts win, Hibs Talk Podcast, you must change your profile picture to a Hearts badge. I believe that they will chicken out. I await your response with great anticipation. How much do you believe in your club tomorrow against Heart of Midlothian Football Club? And finally, welcome home, Martin Boyle. You've chosen the wrong club, but good to see you back, my friend. End of statement and apology. Bring on tomorrow.
So yes, as you heard, the bet there were mentioned on 4th1, which was great. And if anybody's discovered us for the first time off the back of that, hiya, how you doing? But yeah, the Ewan Cameron lost the bet. Thanks to Martin Boyle. So Martin Boyle is now Ewan Cameron's profile photo for the next week. But never in doubt, though, Dave?
No, I actually said to you before, we should. If Boyle does score, we should make it one from this game, and then I think we forgot.
Aye,
because we'd already sent him. But
he changed it so quickly though.
Aye, it's not a very good photo yet. I'd like to have seen him in the photo yesterday with Martin Boyle. That strip on, that one out. Mind you, it was at Tynecastle, the photo he's got. When they scored 2. So up you.
Aye.
Up you, Ewan.
But yeah, fair play to Ewan for doing it. And maybe
I feel like he got off quite light.
Yeah,
like it was kind of. It should have been.
We'll maybe have to go double or nothing for the next game.
Oh.
we'll leave that for the next Hearts game. But next up is Livingston. But yeah, like I say, they came second in the League Cup. Let's have a chat about the Livingston game. They came second in the League Cup group to Inverness Caledonian Thistle, and they've got Dundee United next. They've made 6 new signings, including the goalkeeper George, striker Consalves, Jamie Brandon for Hearts, and a couple others in there. But like I say, looking at the team yesterday on Saturday that beat Dundee United, there was no really any new signings starting. It was a lot of the players from last season. Noble, 5 goals in 23 games on his on loan at Arbroath last season. It was the first half of the season, and he's apparently been a real handful. Although that is keeping Bruce Anderson at the team. So I've got a message from my Livy mate here. He was saying about Noble caused Dundee United a lot of issues. Him versus Porteous should be really tasty. The only thing about him playing as a 9 means that Anderson isn't getting a look in. So like I say, Anderson obviously done really well for Livy last season. But and like I say, they've got a good team, Dave. Omiyonga in midfield, quite a settled midfield as well. Quite a lot of players that were there last season, and it's just like I say, Livy always seem to struggle to find that consistency.
Yeah, they've always been kind of like they play well together as a team. Do you know what I mean? They never really have as many individuals. They're just obviously they train on that park, so they play well in that park as well when they're at home. So I think it's probably one of my least favourite away days.
I don't like it. I can only win. I think he won game that we won, and that was when Malin scored. Was it 2 or something he scored?
I can remember Nisbet scoring the hat-trick, but I wasn't there for that. Nisbet's hat-trick was... I
don't know how many times I've walked out of there in the dark, freezing cold. Maybe not this week, but all the times, and had to walk to the Livingston Inn and fucking going, what are we going to beat this lot? Honestly, I don't like the park. The park should never be allowed in the Premiership, like any other park like that. I've told you before, I went up there to get tickets at 1 o'clock one Saturday when we were playing them, and there was about 400 kids on it. They shouldn't be doing that at 1 o'clock, and they should be getting it all ready and watered, but they didn't water it either. So we can't.
You're starting to sound like Jurgen Klopp getting the excuses in about the pitch being dry.
No, listen, Gav. See, you're playing on that 5. You're playing 5s a night, and see.
Half an hour.
Right, in half an hour's time. right. When you playing it and it's a warm day, what is your feet doing? Your feet is louping after it, right? Because it's roasting underneath with a hot tyre, like that's all the beads, right? If you didn't water it, that's what it's for. It's to cool it down. Now, if they didn't get watered, you can't play slit passing or anything like that, and that's what they do because they just want to play for their way of playing, and that's Hibs. Honestly, we can't play in that park. I don't know what it is.
Like I say, Holt, Omiyonga and Kelly is very settled midfield for them. Andrew Shinnie and Pittman are kind of like the wingers. Andrew Shinnie, somebody we know very well. But yeah, like I say, it'll be interesting one. What about from a Hibs point of view, Dave? Would you make any sort of changes? Would you risk starting Boyle, or do you think another impact off the bench?
It's quite a small tight pitch, so I think probably just impact sub again will probably be fine.
If I think what you should do is play, and if we are winning, if we get a good result and we're winning, I wouldn't even put him on the fucking park. I wouldn't try him, because if he's back coming back and he's no 100% fit, it's time to do your hammies on that park, and because it's you're running on.
I don't know. I'd like to see the stats for injuries on those Livy's pitch compared to the other pitches.
What one of my favourite things is, I'm pretty sure I spoke to one of your Livy mates about this, and they get fucking raging.
I love it.
Everyone
listening.
All the days, everyone, he's mentioning about the pitch, like shut the hell up and that. I'm pretty sure he said that last time.
I'm trying to talk about the team.
Now, we're talking about the pitch again, and it'll be the same when we talk about Kilmarnock, because we didn't know much about Kilmarnock, so we just talk about the pitch. I know you know loads about Livy. You're fucking Livy daft.
Best mate's Livy fan. He talks to me about football.
What's it like having a best mate?
Oh.
In case one of mine are listening, I've got loads of best mates.
I just think with Martin Boyle, I just think that bad tackles going in, and it's on that park. I would maybe give him a wee rest.
If he's not starting, Tavares will be back, which would be good. A bit of pace out wide. I think Melkerson's shown good signs out in the right wing, a few good crosses and stuff like that. So like say, and if Johan can stay a bit more central, and Henderson can play behind, I think that's the way to go.
See Melkerson, he's used to playing on these parks. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said that was his forte. It was, he wasn't used to playing on grass. So put him and play him up top with Johan if that's the case.
What I'd like to see a bit more of is, because Cadden's quite an attacking fullback, and Cabraja, so it is as well, but can kind of step over into centre back. I'd like to see Cadden getting forward more and Melkerson drifting more central and linking up with Johan a bit more, and kind of almost playing as a two but almost playing as a winger as well, and like say Boyle potential doing that when he comes into that position, if that's where he comes into the team. But we'll talk about that a bit more, but once Boyle's up to fitness and we've got a bit of chat about competition. So what are you thinking for the game? Or Hibs, like say, it's been a last minute win against St Johnstone and a last minute draw against Hearts, or are we going to leave it late, or are we going to get the business done a wee bit earlier?
I'm going to go for 2-1 us.
I'll take the win.
I think we'll go 1-up, 1-all, and then we'll go 2-1.
Dave?
I'm going to go for an absolute minging 0-0.
I don't know.
Why?
Don't know.
You want me to be?
You can be honest.
I am being honest.
I'm just. I really
Folk
want.
are all like, oh my god, when is this guy going to start getting positive? No, right away at it.
Fair enough.
It's sold. We sold out our allocation. They gave us mail.
Have they?
Aye.
I've not even looked at tickets.
Doesn't help if Livy, and you hope you're listening in, fans, you've only got 800 or 900 season books, so shut up.
Yeah,
it's not that many.
It's not even that many.
Nah.
No.
But yeah, but that'll be an interesting one. So like I say, but aye, we'll kind of wrap up there. You've got fives tonight, Dave. You're on the radio tonight, Dave. Do you want to promote?
Dave's playing fives in 28 minutes, and I'm on the radio in 58.
Aye, so we'll wrap it up since you guys have got busy plans and all. Like I say, do you want to promote where you're gonna this will be out after, but you want to promote where that is in case if folk ever want to check in?
Oh yeah, Pubshed Radio. pubshedradio.uk. It's for, as you know, it's for everybody that's got a pub in their back garden, and there's about 6,000 members, and it's on live every night, and during the weekend it's brilliant. So I'm on at 10 o'clock till 12 every Friday night, and I'm on tonight as well, covering a show, so you can get pished and listen to me at the same time.
Sounds good. I'll not be getting pished on a Monday night, but I'll listen in later on. Is there any Monday night football on the night? Is that a better option than Papa Stu?
I would be surprised if there was.
Cheers, mate. Because West Brom.
Oh no.
West Brom Watford in the Championship.
No thanks.
That's it.
I'm surprised they never put a Prem game on. They have like a whole weekend for the first
weekend back. But
yeah.
How awful were Man United?
Oh, bad.
So bad.
Bad.
Aye, but
Boy from my work won tickets to go and watch it.
Oh
He
no.
supports Man U as well, so watch
Jeez.
They were all optimistic. They were all going to the games. I've got a couple of good friends down there. They were all going there. There were videos and TikToks and everything. It was like, and then they go coming out the game. They're going off their head.
Aye. No,
That club is in disarray now.
Yeah. Bidding 8 million for an Altrovic, 33-year-old who's playing for Bologna. Like,
and the stadium's dying.
aye.
That's another thing.
Aye.
They are in deep doodah, by the way.
Aye.
Yeah,
Then
they're
there's a lot of
about
stuff being
10 years behind Tottenham's. Tottenham played really well on Saturday. Did you see
4-1,
that?
aye. Because
Oh,
we were
they
1-0
were
down.
good.
I was like, oh my god, but
Aye.
4-1. Then I was like, oh, maybe Harry Kane up. So I've already
Aye.
used my wild card in my fantasy football. I've
Aye.
absolutely just. Aye.
Wow. That is impressive.
I was like, Haaland's going to take time to settle in. No, he's known that. I want him in. And then I had to kind of use my wild card to move some stuff a bit.
I told you.
You did? I should have listened to
He's
you.
like a freaky nature.
He is a
like
freaky nature.
He's
Yes.
gone just because he missed one chance.
Aye. Like, my mate's my Liverpool fan, and he was saying, like, you watch him after that match, the miss, and he kind of laughed, and he's like, that's not happening again.
Yeah.
Like, and I should have listened to that and put him in, but never mind. But yes.
He's not the type of person that'll bother him. He's just like an absolute machine.
He's a machine.
Aye.
Aye,
It's not real.
Aye.
No.
The pace on him, you imagine having that in the SPL.
Aye.
Nobody would touch him. He's scored 40 goals a season in the SPL.
At least. Aye.
He's
But
brilliant.
yeah, like I say, so we'll finish up there. You guys have got places to be, so I'll let you guys go. So thank you very much for listening. You can follow us at HFC Talk, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, all that nonsense. Thank you very much, Dave.
Cheers.
Cheers, Papa Stu.
Cheers.
And thanks for listening.